Even if you're not physically present to a place, you can still do something successfully.
Because as an upskill graduate, my application was accepted and here I am right now.
And then finding a way of using those skills to solve problems in my community.
You don't have to wait for opportunity, but you have to be bold enough to tell people what you're doing and what value you can add.
My name is Olga Chichoncho and I lead strategy and consulting at the Innovation Village. So the TIV Fellowship Program is a 6-month program. It's an immersive program where we get a couple of young fresh graduates and take them through on-the-job training. So what we're currently doing is running a number of different trainings that entail them building on their hard skills that they've acquired through their degrees, and complementing them with soft skills in problem solving, critical thinking, by really immersing them into the world of work in order for them to be prepared for the job market. So it's real practical things, you know.
My name is Susan Asiimwe. I am a fellow at the Innovation Village. I am also a recent graduate of Petroleum Geoscience and Production.
My name is Ronald Tumuhairwe. I'm a Mastercard Foundation alumni from Mastercard University in Ghana. And I graduated with electrical engineering last year.
My name is Beth Nanyama. I'm a graduate from Makerere University. I did a Bachelor of Science with Education in Biology and Chemistry, class of 2020. I was also a scholar under the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program.
My name is Kibazo Jonathan, a third-year student at Chamogo University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in Information Technology and Computing. And I'm also a graduate of the upskill program that was started at the Innovation Village in Ntinda. The program was started this year in 2020. I applied for the TIV Fellowship program through upskill, where I was part of the data analysis class at upskill. After we were done with the classes, there was an advert passed out in our upskill WhatsApp group that there was a fellowship program that was going to be started, which was going to be kind of an internship. So it was through the link that they sent in that WhatsApp group that I applied for the TIP Fellowship program. And lucky enough, because as an upskill graduate, my application was accepted and here I am right now.
The structure of the interview was a unique one. It was so great in that it was so accommodative. It favored everyone who was from upcountry, who was staying within Kampala here. And given the fact that COVID-19 was at its peak, it allowed everyone who had interest to do the fellowship to take part in the interview. I was unable to come to TIV, but they gave us 2 options. You can either do the interview physically, or you can do it from home, or you can do it online. So I opted to do the interview online. So I really liked that, which was not very common with other organizations I've done interviews with. Well, the interview involved doing a case study. I was in a group of 5, of which 2 people were physically present and 3 of us were online. So we looked, actually the day before the interview, they already shared with us emails that you're going to do a case study, though they didn't specify for us which type of activity we're going to do. So what I did, I took up the initiative, I created a WhatsApp group and I added in all members. And then as we were doing the interview online, we tested our Zoom, tried to create a demo of how was the interview going to happen. So it allowed me to at least have a better experience that even if you're not physically present to a place, you can still do something successfully. So what we did was we coordinated with other people who were physically present. That was Franklin, and then Enoch was online, I was online, and another person called Wilson. So we were able to coordinate and we came up with ideas. We discussed the case study, and then Enoch, who was online, presented, also presented, in addition to Franklin, who was physically present. So at the end of it all, we coordinated very well, and we were able to present something that allowed us to reach where we are now.
I applied for the TIV Fellowship because it's a program that talked about reskilling and using your ideas, to create change in your environment. And I was so excited when you talked about exploiting more about my potential, going beyond bounds and using what I've learned from school, and then finding a way of using those skills to solve problems in my community.
The challenges that most women face in the workplace are based around self-doubt. We don't usually come out to boldly talk about who we are and what we are capable at before being called out. For example, while I was getting to know the Innovation Village, I asked a friend of mine to give me a tour around the village, and I was really interested with what the village as a whole was doing, but more so what the Energy Lab was doing. So at the time I told my friend who had taken me around for the tour that I wanted to meet the person in charge. So she took me to that person, who is Olga, and I introduced myself to her and told her that I wanted to be part of the Innovation Village. So we scheduled a meeting and I brought my work that I was doing at the time, and she was very impressed, but at the time they were not hiring. She kept me at the back of her mind, and when the opportunity for the fellowship came up, she contacted me. If I had waited for someone to call me out, I probably would not be in this fellowship today, but it's because I actually reached out and someone saw potential in me and later called me when opportunity was there. So I'd like to encourage all women that you don't have to wait to be called out. You don't have to wait for opportunity, but you have to be bold enough to tell people what you're doing and what value you can add.
I am a fellow.
I am a fellow.
I am a fellow.
I am a fellow.